Could the equality we pursue in modern marriage be quietly killing desire in the bedroom? What if the real problem in your sex life isn't a lack of love at all? Hi, I'm Dr. Brian. Here, I share insights to help you better understand the human mind and improve your relationships. In today's video, we're revealing a harsh truth. Emotional intimacy doesn't always lead to sexual attraction. And I'll show you why the spark can fade even in loving relationships. Now, here's a question we received from a viewer.
My partner and I share a deeply emotional bond. We both feel secure, supported, and genuinely close to each other. We've always been there for one another, whether it's handling household chores, raising our kids, or making tough life decisions. Our emotional bond is stable and beautiful. However, when it comes to sexual intimacy, the energy and spark we had at the beginning of our marriage are no longer the same. Everything now feels routine, and the passion we once shared has faded. I don't want this to cast a shadow over our emotional connection, but I can't ignore that this quiet distance is slowly growing between us. I want to know how we can reignite our sexual relationship without harming the emotional peace we've built. Where should we start?
What I'm about to say is something most people are uncomfortable admitting. Egalitarian marriage or equal partnership, with all its modern, progressive shine, has a hidden side, a side that's rarely discussed. It often begins when a couple starts living as ideal partners, almost like co-managers of the same life. Working together, splitting bills, dividing chores, and making every decision as a team. On the surface, everything looks perfect. Respect, friendship, cooperation. It feels mature, logical, and balanced. But this is usually where the problem quietly begins. Behind this polished image of a modern, equal marriage lies a difficult truth. In many of these relationships, sex slowly becomes one of the least exciting parts of the marriage. I know this isn't easy to hear, but research backs this up. We often assume that the more equal a relationship becomes, the better it will feel in every area. Yet the very things that deepen emotional safety and closeness can gradually weaken sexual desire. Why does this happen? Because attraction usually grows out of difference, not similarity. When partners take on the same roles, when everything becomes shared, mirrored, and predictable, the mystery fades. The masculine-feminine tension that once fueled desire slowly dissolves. The more alike two partners become, the quieter the attraction can feel. This creates an internal conflict within equal marriages. In daily life, we all need fairness, respect, cooperation, shared responsibility. No one wants to feel alone or overburdened, but sexually, the needs are very different. In this area, one partner often wants to surrender control, while the other prefers to be more dominant. Sex tends to feel more satisfying when roles are clear, even temporarily. One leads, the other receives, and both feel wanted. I'll make this more concrete. Imagine a man asking his partner during the day, "Should I vacuum, or do you want me to handle the groceries?" That's respect. That's equality. That's emotional intelligence. But the same woman, in private, may want something entirely different. She may crave a partner who takes initiative, who doesn't ask permission at every step, who leads without hesitation. This is where the tension becomes obvious. During the day, equality feels right. At night, desire often awakens through differences in roles. This isn't anyone's fault, not yours, not your partner's. It's a natural paradox in balanced relationships. That's why many people feel aroused by things at night that would annoy them during the day. On the surface, equal partnerships look calm and stable, but underneath, that same equality can quietly drain sexual energy. Now let's move to the second factor. Evolutionary biology. Yes, the part we can't escape, no matter how modern or progressive we are. Equal marriages are built on similarity and shared roles. But sexually, differences still matter. This isn't speculation. Well-established research shows it. In a famous study of MHC-dependent mate preferences, women were asked to smell t-shirts worn by different men. Most were attracted to the scent of men whose immune systems were genetically different from their own. What does this tell us? That attraction isn't just psychological, it's biological. Our bodies are wired to seek genetic diversity because it increases survival. But here's where things become complicated. When women take hormonal birth control, this pattern often changes. The body enters a state similar to pregnancy, and instead of seeking difference and excitement, it begins to prioritize safety and familiarity. As a result, sexual attraction can quietly shift. A woman may suddenly feel less desire for her partner, not because love is gone, not because the relationship is broken, but because biology has changed. So what do we do with all of this? Does it mean equal marriages are doomed? Absolutely not. Modern life is demanding, fast-paced, and complex. Equal partnership remains one of the healthiest relationship models available today. But we also need to accept a simple truth. With all its emotional benefits, equal marriage often comes with sexual challenges. This isn't a failure, it's a reality. And this is where guidance matters, especially for couples like you, whose emotional foundation is already strong. That emotional safety is your greatest strength. So let me offer a few strategies that tend to work particularly well for equal partners. Step 1. Stop obsessing over perfect equality. Equality doesn't mean everything must be split 50-50. Healthy relationships are built on teamwork, not scorekeeping. Focus on complementing each other, not mirroring each other. Keeping mental records of who did what doesn't build intimacy. It drains it. Step 2. Create novelty through action, not discussion. Sex becomes dull when it becomes predictable. Change the timing, change the setting. Share fantasies without shame. Small surprises matter, a spontaneous date, a different kind of touch. These details wake up the nervous system and disrupt routine. Step 3. Forget teamwork in the bedroom. Yes, your partner's in daily life, but in sex, constant negotiation can kill desire. Sometimes one of you needs to lead, sometimes the other needs to yield. This playful exchange of control reignites attraction. Step 4. Consider seeing a sex therapist. Not because something is wrong, but because new perspectives create new possibilities. Even one session can open an entirely new space for intimacy.